If I can have everyone's attention, we'll now get started with our winners press conference post-race for the STP 400 here at Kansas Speedway. Joining us now is Denny Hamlin, driver of the number 11 FedEx Ground Toyota. Denny, this is your 19th NASCAR Sprint Cup Series win overall, first at Kansas and first Toyota win here at the track. Talk a little bit about the race today.
Yeah, well, we felt a lot like Phoenix in the sense of, we just kind of hung around the top five all day, and at the end we just kind of make our charge, make our run, and there were some things that had to happen the last run really for us to work out, and those things happen. We got our car a little bit better, and it looked like the 56 struggled a little bit more than what he had previous, and so I knew with the second to last run, when we were able to maintain with him and even gain on him right before we pitted, that we were going to have, it was going to be a close battle at the end, and when we came out from that green flag pit stop and we were side by side, I knew that was pretty much the race for the win. So when he cleared me, I thought it was over, but I just kind of got in a rhythm there, and he continued to fight with his car, and we were able to make the pass.
Also joining Denny is Darian Grubb, crew chief for the number 11. Darian, you currently sit fifth in points now, 23 behind Greg Biffle. Talk a little bit about the win here today at Kansas.
It's just big for the momentum for the entire Joe Gibbs Racing organization. Everybody's working so hard, just trying to improve everything. We've had good cars. We got the win at Phoenix. We've had some consistent good performances, but just not the wins that we wanted to get. So going out there and getting that now and working our way back up in points, it's shows that all that effort that's gone on in the shop with the fab shop and the engine shop and all those guys doing everything that they can do to make every little thing better. All those details are starting to add up.
Also joining Denny and Darian is J.D. Gibbs, owner of the number 11. J.D., this is for car number 11. This is the 199th NASCAR Sprint Cup Series victory, breaking a tie for most wins all time with the number 43. Obviously, a bit of history here today with this win with Denny. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, no, that's a big deal. I think the bigger thing is just kind of a testament to, really Denny and Darian, kind of watch them grow and accomplish more. And I thought it was just impressive to watch. They didn't panic, just paced themselves, got better throughout the day. Glad the sun stayed out a little bit there at the end. And then, really, I think, hats off to the whole Michael Waltrip crew and Martin and their team. So they really gained some momentum. So it was kind of neat to see that. And just encouraging for everyone at Joe Gibbs Racing.
We'll open it up for questions for all three gentlemen. Please raise your hand. We'll get a wireless mic to you. We'll start right here with Randy, then go to David and Bob.
Hi, for Denny, Darian, just kind of talk about the sun shining. I mean, what difference that made when the sun finally showed?
Yeah, I mean, it's, whether it was coincidence or not, but our car definitely seemed like to the field was better once the sun came out. I felt like our car lost a lot of grip when the sun came out, but I guess a lot of guys did when that happened. So really, I felt like all day I was behind the 56, and his car looked so superior to the field. We just needed some kind of change, whether weather or adjustments or something to get where he was at, and we kind of got both of them. Well, the sun, typically when you have an overcast condition, the cars run a little bit tighter. The grip level's higher in the race car, so it's more of a track position type race when there's overcast conditions. When the sun's out, the drivers, in my opinion, are more prominent. Your driver can move around, find the grip, do things that in the car to make up for what his car doesn't have, and so. The slicker the conditions are, the better it tends to lead to our race team, and luckily we had that run in the sunshine.
Okay, we'll take our next question from David, then go to Bob.
Yeah, David Newton, ESPN.com down here. This is for you, Denny. You know how bad it is to want to win a race, and you saw Martin. I mean, he was desperately wanting to win one and put that under his belt. What do you feel for him after that?
At the end, I literally thinking the whole time that it's a no-lose situation for myself because I'm a fan of Martin's, I'm a fan of Michael Waltrip, and they've really done some great things with that program. But my job is to win for my guys and really drive as hard as I can to get them those wins, because they're so hard to come by now that you have to just do everything you can. And I knew that he was driving his heart out as well as I was driving mine. Once I got to the lead, I felt like I got a little bit complacent, mainly on corner entry, just being careful. But what got me the lead was driving hard, and so I needed to get back to that, and that's kind of where we were able to stretch it out. But it was a good day for Toyota, because they're Michael Waltrip Racing and Joe Gibbs Racing has got a bond that's working better and better together. Obviously with the common engine package and everything, so we're starting to see these Toyotas start to make a run. Yeah, I mean, it's really about the crew chiefs, and for us that I felt like we had a leg up on those guys for the past couple of years, and I drove their cars, they drove our cars at Charlotte last year, and I feel like that we've probably learned a lot about each other's programs through doing that. And so you obviously seen how well their cars are running this year. It's just, we know personally on our side how much hard work that takes to make that big of a jump. So it's pretty commendable that they have.
We'll take our next question from Bob, then go up to the press box for questions and come back down.
Bob Parker, Sporting News for Denny and Darian. I'd say about since a week after you went at Phoenix, the question every week was, is Joe Gibbs Racing down a little bit? Are you a little bit behind? I mean, did you feel that way, and does today make you feel any different about where your program's at?
It's hard to analyze your program by a one-week performance. You look at it in the grand scheme of things. Last week on a mile and a half, we went almost a lap down, but we hung around 10th place for most of the day. But you can. I find it hard. I'm not going to analyze and say that everything's good. We just need to make 10 race cars just like this one, and we'll be fine. There's always areas that you need to work in. We feel like we've identified those areas, and we've gone to work on them. And so it's right now I feel like we're bringing better race cars to the racetrack than what we have, and it's still going to take time. There's still things that myself and Darian need to work on, and with communication and things like that. But he's still working within Joe Gibbs Racing, trying to get cars that he feels like can be better to the racetrack, and all that stuff takes time. You just can't do it. It's a big process now.
You have a follow-up, Dare?
Yeah, I have to say pretty much second that. We've been working really hard. The guys have done a really good job, but my confidence in Denny's feedback is getting better and better too. I know when to take what he says with what inflection in his voice, what it means. So in practice, when the sun was out and conditions were very similar to today, he said the car feels pretty racy right here. Don't really change anything. So we made very small changes, and the last run actually got us back to those conditions that we had in practice. So it's good that the speed actually matched up, and the read on the car was really good. But we had to fight all day to be there. We had to have track position at the end to be able to have a shot at it. He did a really good job maintaining track position and keeping his head in the game, not burning tires up too early in the runs. And the car I was really worried about was a 48 coming up to that. The 56 was definitely the dominant car, but the 48 showed bursts of speed and kept catching up. So we were really trying to play the game to make sure we played the strategy right, because it was going to be between us three cars the way we were looking at it. And I feel like we've made our cars better. We've made the engine program better. The communication's getting better. All of those things add up to a good possibility of a performance. But then the guys on the team, the entire FedEx Toyota team, did a great job. The pit crew did a really good job, especially when it counted there at the end and got us the positions we needed.
Okay, we'll go to the press box for questions.
Lee Spencer, Fox Sports. Denny, you seemed really patient today because you knew you had the piece that could get the job done. But overall, and you are really good friends with Michael, overall, are you surprised the gains that Michael Waltrip Racing has made in such a short period of time?
Surprised, no. They've hired some good people over there. They've got good drivers over there, and really, it's I think it's I feel like as well as they're running, we can feed off of them, and when we run well, they can feed off of us. I think there's only really 6 big Toyota cars out here that, and we've all got to work together to all run well, and that's our main goal, is to run well for Toyota and make them a championship contender and a championship manufacturer. So I'm not surprised, but it's good to see that you've got some. We can now use some feedback from those guys. It's tough using feedback from from teams that run 20th or so, because you got to kind of take it for what it is. But when you have 5 or 6 Toyotas all running up towards the front, then you really can start to tune in your program better and better.